In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing the top 10 best MCPE shaders for low-end devices, and we even have an RTX shader later on in today's video, but all the downloads can be found in the description down below along with the timestamp they appear in. And without further ado, let's get started to the number 10 spot. This video very strong on the number 10 spot. We have the Zebra shaders right over here, version 2.0.20 right over here. This is a nice and simple shader that should work on any low-end device, and it is optimized so it actually does work on basically any device. And as you can tell right off the bat, it looks incredibly aesthetic and it is super beautiful. As you can tell, the colors are far more saturated and the lights are far more brighter, and shadows are just more darker and defined as well. And I really do like the way that this shader actually looks like. And let's take a look at the water over here, not to mention that we do get dancing leaves and all that good stuff. But this is how the underwater looks like. I'm pretty sure it's the same as in the vanilla Minecraft. But anyways guys, we're now gonna set this bad boy to a sunset just like so. One of the most beautiful sunsets in MCPE right over there for our low-end devices. And what I really like about the shader is that it has an amazing sunset with so many different, colors, oranges, blues and all that. And eventually stars will start to come in the sky right over here, which looks absolutely amazing and super duper phenomenal. Very good way to start off today's video, and best of all, it works on any device. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 10 spot. Let's head on to the number 9 spot. At the number 9 spot, we have the sunrise shader right over here, version 1.2 right over here. And this is a very nice and clean looking smooth shader right over here. It's incredibly aesthetic as well. And what I really like about the shader is actually just how soft it looks like. It's not super saturated like some of the other shaders. You can even argue that the Zebra shaders were a little bit too saturated, but this one doesn't. All the colors are far less saturated and they're more like low key instead of all up in your face over here. And I really do like how we do get waving leaves as well. It looks absolutely amazing. And of course, all of the darker defined shadows beneath all of the trees over here, that just makes its texture pack look far more amazing. And what I really like about the shader in particular is the water. The water, without a doubt, is one of the best parts about this shader, considering the fact that it's for low-end devices, and the fact that we're still able to run this amazing water is just absolutely insane. And I really do like it, and I really do like how there's like lights that go from the sun through the ocean surface and onto the ocean floor over here to create this amazing distortion effect that I really do love, and it makes everything look far more realistic. But anyways guys, we're now gonna set this bad boy to sunset just like so, and bam guys, take a look at that sunset over there. We have one of the most beautiful sunsets in MCPE. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 9 spot. Let's head on to the number 8 spot. On the number 8 spot, we have the atmospheric shaders right over here that barely takes up any storage and has a ridiculous icon. Bro, what even is that? But guys, this is how this shader looks like. It looks absolutely amazing. It is honestly one of the most simplest yet beautiful looking shaders out there. As you can tell, we have nice, beautiful saturated colors over here, and of course, darker defined shadows like basically all of the other shaders as well. But this one is more like in the middle. It's not too saturated to the point where it can be a little annoying. However, at the same time, you can definitely tell that there has been some saturation going on. But guys, let's take a look at the water over here. The water is basically the same thing like the vanilla Minecraft, but if we actually go underwater, things are slightly different. We have a bunch of ocean particles everywhere that just look absolutely amazing. And look, oh, that is so cool. There's a shipwreck over here. Oh, and with the shader as well. Man, that looks amazing, especially with all those particles. But anyways guys, we're now gonna set this bad boy to a sunset. You already know the drill, and this is how it looks like. It looks so amazing. Oh my god. Though it could be better maybe if it had more realistic clouds, but it's actually a good thing because that probably makes it perform better on devices. But take a look at this sunset over there. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's so many shades of orange, blue, and then it will turn into nighttime. But guys, that is pretty much it for the number 8 spot. Let's head on to the number 7 spot. On the number 7 spot, we have the Fuse Vanilla Shaders V Dark V2 right over here. So this is another simple yet amazing and beautiful shader over here, and this one focuses more like on a darker theme of the shader. So if you ever find shaders usually to be a little bit too bright, then the shader is absolutely perfect for you. But as you can tell, just like every other shader, we have nice wavy leaves over here, brighter colors, and of course nicer darker defined shadows beneath all the trees and all that good stuff. But anyways, let's take a look at how the water looks like in this shader. And oh, what's up little dolphins? But yeah, it's actually super easy to see underwater over here, and I just think that's absolutely amazing. It's super nice and convenient, and because of this, it actually makes this shader run very well on basically any device, so you should have no problems running it at all. And here is the shipwreck right of the sun right over there, and it is actually nice and simple, nothing crazy, and I really do like that about this shader over here. It's not like something too crazy, but at the same time it still looks absolutely beautiful. We have the regular regular traditional sunset over there, the square sun over there, which is pretty cool regardless. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 7 spot. Let's head on to the number 6 spot. Number 6 spot, we have the ESTN shaders right over here, the GitHub edition right over here, and this is more like a higher lower end device over here. Obviously this may lag on some devices because it is a somewhat heavy shader considering the fact that it is labeled for low end devices, but this is still an amazing shader that should run on basically any device on MCPE, and I'm actually running it very smoothly as well. But guys, what you will notice immediately about this shader is that the colors are incredibly saturated, just to make everything look pop out. Water surface has like this cool pattern on it, which is just absolutely amazing. Let's go underwater right now and let me show you guys how things look like. But as you can tell, we have the distortion effect near the shore right over there, which just makes this shader look far more better. And if you look very carefully, you'll notice that we actually have the pattern from the ocean surface on the ocean floor over here, and that is just such a nice detail that I'm so happy that they actually did include in this shader over here. You do get sun rays in this shader over here, and it just looks absolutely amazing, not to mention the nice 3D looking clouds over there that are just slowly moving, and of course the stars that slowly start emerging as well. But this is definitely one of the most beautiful looking sunsets ever, with all of those yellow rays pointing at us, looking absolutely phenomenal. And of course, not to mention the different shades of orange, blue, you name it, basically every color. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 6 spot. Let's head on to the number 5 spot. The number 5 spot, we have the Reflex MC Shaders right over here, version 3.3, the latest version, and this is once again a classic shader in my book because it is actually very useful for low-end devices as well that want to experience shader but at the same time don't want to turn their phone into a stove like I do sometimes. But this is a absolutely amazing shader over here. It's super simple, it's clean, it's straight to the point, nothing too fancy in my opinion, but the lights are of course made to be far more brighter, and of course we have nice dark and defined shadows right over here that just look absolutely amazing. And I just love the attention to detail as well. It's an absolutely amazing shader. And in terms of water, they don't really change much about water except maybe like the color, just to make sure that this actually does run on all devices, because it's usually the water that causes some lag in some shaders, not all shaders, but in some shaders the water causes a lot of lag. And what's really cool is that when we're actually underwater, we can see like a little bit of particles, water particles that I think just look absolutely amazing. But right over there is the sunset of the Reflex MC Shaders right over here, and it just looks absolutely amazing, so beautiful. I love it to bits. As you can tell, it's nice and simple, nothing over the top, and we do get lots of different colors as well. And the sun is actually, super realistic. It's not like a square, it's like an actual sun. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for the number 5 spot. Let's head on to the number 4 spot. On the number 4 spot, we have the Dexton Shader 3.0 right over here, and this actually does work for Render Dragon. So if you do have the new Render Dragon, you should be able to run this shader perfectly fine. And I really love the shader because it actually makes the colors look far more brighter and vibrant, and I really do like the way they do it in this shader. I feel like they really do pull it off. And of course, not to mention that we do get, once again, like in basically all of these shaders, new darker defined shadows over there that completely transforms your games, along with dancing leaves and all that. But what makes this shader look absolutely amazing, without a doubt, has to be its water. First off, take a look at how beautiful this water looks like. It is so amazing, and if you just like go really close to it, then you will see the amount of detail that was put in, and it just looks absolutely amazing. Something you would see, if you were to actually go outside to like the beach or something. It just looks amazing. I really do love the way the water looks like. But guys, this is how it looks like underwater. Underwater, it's pretty simple. You can basically see through everything, and that's very useful as well because, of course, this will help you find like monuments and all that, including that broken nether portal right over there. So that is another massive dub. If we put it to sunset, this is how things look like, and the sun is right over there behind all of those realistic clouds. Oh, and that's another good thing about the shader. It actually does come with realistic clouds as well. But guys, what I really like about the sunset is that the light from the sun actually reflects on the water, as you can tell right over there if we move our, character. And it just looks absolutely amazing, and they pull it off really well, and we can still see the reflection of all the orange colors from the sun on the water over there. And I really love that attention to detail, not to mention that of course this actually does work on basically any type of low-end device without significant lag. So I just find this shader to be one of the best ones out there. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 4 spot. Let's head on to the number 3 spot. The number 3 spot, we have the Sweet Dream Shader version 3.0 right over there, and this takes around 2.4 megabytes gigabytes worth of storage over here, and this shader once again it looks super duper clean, very aesthetic, and I just love the way it looks like. Until right now it is getting a little bit dark. Oh, now it's lighting up, and this is how this shader looks like. It just looks amazing as well, not to mention that the water as well looks absolutely phenomenal. And of course we have brighter colors and a nice and darker defined shadows that I'm pretty sure you guys are already familiar with, but I really love the water. The water without a doubt is one of my favorite things about this shader, and what's really cool about the water is that it actually has a reflection of the sun right over there, which I'm pretty sure you guys can tell, and that is just amazing. This is one of the few low-end device shaders that actually does come with reflection, so I think that is a massive win. But if we go underwater, this is how things look like. Now, admittedly, things can look a little bit glitchy, not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, you know, it still looks amazing as well, not to mention that it could run on basically any device. Anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 3 spot. Let's head on to the number 2 spot. We had the EUG shader Experimental Ultra right over here, and this shader has been around for quite a while, and I really do like it because it can basically run on any device as well, and it's probably the only shader in this video to actually come with a player shadow. So I just wanted to spice things up for the number 2 spot just a little bit, and of course not to mention that all of the colors are far more brighter, the shadows darker defined, and it just looks really aesthetic. But guys, this is how the water looks like, and once again the water is super duper realistic. If you go very close to it, then you will see the great detail put into the water over there, which you definitely have to appreciate the creators of the shader for actually including this much detail. And notice how the water is waving as well. But if we go underwater, this is how things look like. Of course, while you do move, you actually will automatically notice the distortion effect that this shader gives the underwater, just to make things look a little bit more realistic, and I just really love the way that it's pulled off. But this is how things look like with the sunset right over there. It's a very nice and basic sunset. You really can't go wrong with that, because you know, an over-the-top sunset would actually result in a little bit of lag, but this one doesn't. We have a nice, beautiful, simple, relaxing sun right over there with a little bit of clouds. There definitely is some clouds over there, and slowly it will turn nighttime, and the sunset is just beautiful as well. And over time, you know, when the sunset progresses, just the whole world would turn like more orangey or yellow, you know, just to fit the actual, you know, sunset. And I just really do love that. It captures the atmosphere of the sunset perfectly, and it really does show the amount of detail that was put into the shader over here. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the EUG shader. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 2 spot. Let's head on to the number 1 spot. As promised in the video's title, thumbnail, and of course at the beginning of the video, we actually do have the RTX shaders for MCPE. I did make a whole video explaining how this actually does work, but believe it or not, we have the very first RTX shaders right over here, the experimental shadows over here. And if you're wondering where to find the download, in order to get the download, you actually have to join the developer's Patreon. Basically, Patreon is a website where you pay monthly to get services, for example, like this shade over here. And in order to actually get the shader, you need to pay $5 a month in order to get the diamond tier. But personally, I think it's worth it because the coder spends so many hours and time, you know, just completely coding this and making it from scratch, and it just looks absolutely amazing. But guys, this is the RTX shader for MCPE. This is like legit real RTX. It isn't clickbait or anything like that. This is not fake gameplay. I did a video about it earlier, so I'm not really going to be going into it into too much detail, but it just looks absolutely amazing. We have the you know, the blue block right over there, the red block, but it does get a little bit glitched out if you actually do move from there. But this only does work for one map at the moment. However, I spoke with the developer recently, and they said they are working on making this compatible with more maps, and I'm super hyped for that. I can't wait to see the future of this. But this is like so cool. And what really amazed me is that you actually didn't need to have the best device in order to run these shaders. You could have done it on a medium device, and some, if you're lucky, you can even do it on a low-end device as well. So I decided to include this shader, you know, just in case it actually does work for you low-end device users as well. But the fact that you're able to get RTX on a low-end device is just still amazing. It's something that is just really cool, and it really does show how far MCPE has gone. But at the moment, we only have these structures over here, and back over here we actually do see the colors blue and red. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. Once again, if you'd like to download any of these shaders that I use in today's video, they can be found in the description down below. And I do apologize if my voice sounded a little bit weird in today's video. I'm very tired at the moment, and you know, I just want to pump out content for you guys, so I really do hope you enjoy this. But anyways guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you later, French fries.